Beautiful flowers. Anybody who can identify this flower? I really forgot the name of it. It's a kind of bush that can really grow for how long, like how many meters. And during spring, it bears this kind of flowers. That one. So anybody watching now who can identify these flowers, because I totally forgot. I have these flowers here for like, or this plant for like around 8 years or 10 years, maybe more than 10 years. If you have the same kind of flowers in your garden and you just love watching it and you want to copy, you want to have more of this plant, the best thing to do is to air layer them. I have already done the air layer. Look. But if anybody who is interested how to air layer or to clone a tree or bush or any plant in your garden which you really like, then I will put some links below this video showing you how I air layer plants. And air layering of different plants is actually the same. It's totally the same principle, the same way. The only difference when you air layer plant is the number of weeks when they develop. The number of weeks. Some plants can already develop a lot of roots after 4 weeks, some after 8 weeks, so it depends. But the smaller the branch is that you are air layer, the fastest it could develop a lot of roots. Like this one. This is not a very big branch I did, so it developed a lot. And I had done it a lot of times doing air layering. I will put a link below where I air layer other plants or other bushes, and it's the same way, it's the same process. So here I have some plants here that is actually air layered, like this one. This is actually air layered last year, and this one it actually takes it for like 4 or 5 weeks. And if you wonder when I will be going to harvest them, I will be harvesting them by the month of August, and that one will surely have a lot of roots already. And here I have also, this is a kind of bush where it bears kind of small berries. I'm not sure if the berries you can actually eat, but then I just like to have a copy of this. And if you see, I have like paint containers, because you don't have to buy, you know, planters to put your air layered. Anyway, you will transfer them. So this one is ready for transferring. I'll just wait. The roots will develop very well then there down. So this is actually an air layered plant. And if you want to see how I did it, then I will be putting like more than 2, 3, 4 links of the videos where I air layered this plant. So it's a lot of way of planting. The best way for me, in my own experience, is air layering. And why? Because when you air layer, you really get a total copy of the plant, the fruit, or those flowering bushes. So that 1, 2, 3, I had air layered 4 of it, and I will be harvesting them by the month of August or early September, and then that's the time I will plant them. So as you see, I'm using actually a transparent plastic. Actually, there are things you can buy when you air layer in Amazon, but they are just so expensive. And if you want to air layer a lot, it will take you a lot of money to do it. So you don't have to do it. You can actually air layer and use any bags. That one is kind of a Ziploc. I will put this kind of plastic is actually a Ziploc, and I will put a link. No, not a link. I will put a picture up how you can have it, and I will show you also one video how I air layer this. So anyway, I had air layered a lot of plants already. I had and it was successful so far. So if you are interested to be air layering or cloning your plant, cloning your bushes, then follow this channel, because I will be doing a lot of air layered. I will be showing you the harvested air layered plants I have. And it doesn't matter. Of course, the only thing I have observed, I've air layered rhododendron, and it was kind of hard, but I have like 2, because there are some plants that are really hard to air layer. It takes like a year before you can harvest them. But some plants like this is very easy. There are really plants, whatever plants you have in your garden, you can actually try to air layer them. And when you work in your garden, it's like a continuing process. I do this thing, doing this air layering, for me to just like, it's just kind of I take a rest and I just come to my garden and then do the air layering. So if you see this bush can really grow. Now it's more like 3 meters high, and I am going to plant a lot more of this because it's really nice, and these flowers, you get them during spring. So for me, air layering I can really recommend, because you really get a copy, and then when you plant it, they will immediately bear the flowers or the plant, because you are cloning it and using the branch that are already matured. While of course this kind of plants, you can also plant it by the branches, small branch of it, but you have to use a smaller branch of it, and you can have 50 or 40% probability that it will grow. Some plants can really are very sensitive, but when you air layering them, they are already there, and you just harvest them and you can see them, because you use transparent plastic, so you can see them when the roots are actually growing. So I will be showing to you air layered plants that I have already, like arborvitae. I have air layered arborvitae, and they really grow very well. And in fact, I had already planted a lot of them in my garden. So I'm not buying anymore. I just make a clone to my plants, to my existing plants in my garden, and from time to time I plant them, and I save money, and at the same time you learn from the process. You get more faster in doing it. The more you do it, the faster you can make it. And it's just so amazing when you get a lot of plants by air layered. Maybe in the future, when my garden is already full with the flowers, maybe that's the time that I will be selling air layered plants. I mean, when they grow like this plant here, like this, if I will sell them, they can cost like, 500 to 1,000. And like the cheapest, maybe, especially here in Sweden, is like $50, $30 US dollar. In crowns is like 500 kronor crowns, Swedish crowns. So anyway, I hope you like this content, and just, you know, if you know the name of this, because I totally forget, you can just write it down on the comment below. And if you want more information about air layering, more examples about air layering, please just go to my gardening channel, and you will see a lot of examples, a lot of my works, a lot of content about air layering and even harvesting and how they develop. So anyway, this is Evelyn of Liva Buhay, and thank you so much for watching. See you again next time.